Yesterday I got the chance to speak to Dublin Camogie star Hannah Hegarty, a leading public transport provider of bus services. Go Ahead Ireland is now a partner of Dublin GAA and is going to sponsor the Go Ahead Dublin GAA club leagues and championships for the coming 3 years. You can follow the journey on goaheadireland.ie and Go Ahead Ireland social media. Here's our chat from yesterday. Okay, delighted to be joined by Dublin Camogie star Hannah Hegarty. Hannah, good to talk to you. How are you keeping?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
So this season so far, obviously, it's just got up and running, really. It's been an opening week where you troubled Kilkenny, then lost to Offaly the following weekend. So I presume a mixed feeling on the start of the season is how you'd sum it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming off the pitch and from Kilkenny, we're kind of like, God, we actually should have maybe a bit more belief in ourselves, and we might have gotten over the line now. Obviously, it didn't come down to belief. They're just a class team that they're able to finish out games and could be that bit ahead of us in comparison then to coming off against Offaly and just not really knowing kind of what happened to us. We were disappointed in some of our gameplay, and fair dues to Offaly, they were able to come back from being a few points down and really bring the game home. So yeah, very mixed bag of emotions in the opening 2 games, but can only move on now. Yeah.
In a weird way, does it help to have a huge game this weekend against Clare to actually sort of focus the mind in a sort of championship type way? Because I guess some teams can finish mid-table in the league and they kind of sleepwalk out of it a little bit, whereas this weekend you really have to go hammer and tongs.
Yeah, absolutely. It can really kind of bring the intensity to the training sessions that we've had over the last few weeks, knowing that it's not a do or die game, but it could be. It can really help set the tone, as you say, for championship in the next few weeks, and yeah, really help drive on the sessions that we've been having in the last few weeks.
This is your first season under Adrian O'Sullivan. What's the change in management been like?
Fantastic. I've only got positive words to say. It's been a really positive start to the season, and I'm really looking forward to the next few months, years kind of thing, under the management that's currently in place. It's just been a brilliant setup. The standards that have been set are the ones that you want to be striving for, and there's just a really good vibe in the whole camp.
How much is the Dublin Camogie set up a player-led environment, and how much does that help when it comes to seamless transition for a new coach coming in?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've had to kind of have that transition experience of a new coach over the last few years, unfortunately. But yeah, look, the group of girls that we have, we're kind of not used to it, but like you say, we kind of know how to handle the situation and kind of how to drive on ourselves when we are kind of without a coach for a few weeks. But the management themselves that have come in as well have really made the whole thing as simple as possible.
One of the things that's notable about your own sporting life so far, Hannah, has been the fact that whether it's at underage or college or senior camogie, you've been chosen as captain for your team. And I think it's been across both codes at underage level with Dublin and, as I say, O'Connor Cup captain, and then obviously now with the camogie team. Is there a particular reason for that? I know it can be a tricky question to ask when you want to probably try and downplay things yourself, but is there a common thread even when you're chatting to managers when they offer you the captaincy in all those situations?
Suppose that I just can't stop talking. That's my problem. I'm just naturally, even if I wasn't captain, I just always tend to just be kind of shouting instruction and trying to lead that way. So I suppose that's the common theme. It's an absolute kind of privilege for any team that I do get asked to be the captain for. I suppose I don't strive to do anything different. If you get me, I don't go out of my way to try be kind of the captain of the team, and just kind of how it plays out with itself, kind of the kind of type of player that I am. I think with the Dublin Camogie setup, though, I'm very fortunate that you could walk into a session and pick out more than just myself as being the potential captain on the team. It's a very good kind of setup there where there's plenty of girls just roaring and shouting and bringing the kind of the level of the game up with each other. So doesn't quite feel too captaincy as a captaincy role in that setup, which I like.
Is it then a sense of basically leading by example, essentially, the sort of you can worry about your game and do what you need to do for the team, and that's sort of job done to a certain extent when it comes to being a modern day captain?
Yeah, absolutely. I think modern day captain is almost just that it's the extra title. You go do the kind of the chats with the media after kind of way, like that's kind of the extent of it, because everyone is being told you have to step up and lead in your own position on the pitch. So it's almost like you do have a captain in every position on the pitch as well. Yeah.
When it comes to where the lifespan of this team and your journey towards success, do you guys set yourself targets for silverware, targets for progress on a year-by-year basis, or how do you approach that when you look back at the end of the season and say, this is how we did in, say, the 2021 campaign?
Yeah, definitely on the progress side of things, like we have certain targets that we would like to be hitting in training matches and challenge matches, any kind of match that we play, we have targets as a team that we want to hit. So I suppose if you could look back and consistently see, okay, we did quite well in this target, that target, and then hopefully, obviously those targets are set to get results as well. So if the results could come with it, you'd love to be able to look back and see, well, okay, yeah, we did well here kind of way. Obviously the results one is the big one that you do want to be striving for. We do want to see more positive results in the games that we're playing.
What are the general targets then for this team?
Oh, I can't be leaking out. No, just to do with tackle counts, pass counts, right, completion, all the puck outs, all the standard ones. There's no secrets to them, but the ones that lead towards winning games are obviously the ones that you'd want to be
right
and doing well in. Yeah.
I didn't even realize. I was even kind of more asking when it came to trophies and actual winning of games. That's really interesting that you bring that up, though. So is that you don't have to tell me the figures, but is that a new development for this team that you are focusing on those, I guess, key performance indicators?
Yeah, it's a different focus. Like I think every team would focus on the silverware that you can be winning. So I suppose it's the how can you get to winning that silverware is a new focus for this year, which is it's really nice to have those other targets to try be thinking about rather than just winning a game at the end of the day.
So is there a greater level of analysis on every game that you do? Is that more of a new development to try and dig down into some of that data that you mentioned there?
Yeah, definitely. I think in Camogie in general, it's come up a few levels in terms of the kind of high performance side of it, that every team has to be doing that deeper analysis on themselves and kind of learning from each performance what you did well, what you could improve on.